Right. So welcome back, guys. So we are in the series of entomology, right? So in the last session only, we have discussed about the mosquitoes, right? We have talked about several kinds of mosquitoes, where we have talked about the Anopheles mosquito, the Aedes mosquito, Culex, and the Mansonia, right? And in this particular session, I will be talking about the sandfly, right? So let's talk about sandfly, guys. And by the way, let me tell you, sandfly is not coming in mosquitoes, right? Sandfly, you can't call the sandfly as one of the species in the mosquito. That is not the case. But if you talk about sandfly, guys, they are also known as the Phlebotomus, right? They're having different species in the Phlebotomus, and that's how they are causing the different diseases also. But here, if I am talking about the sandfly, they are also known as, I'm writing that in the double quotes, that is Phlebotomus, right? So please do not forget this name, because examiners are using this very frequently in the exams. So Phlebotomus they are asking. So Phlebotomus is nothing but the sandfly, right? Next point over here is, it is also coming in the class of insecta only. For an example, we have talked about the mosquitoes, the species of the mosquito, types of the mosquitoes also, and there also I was talking about that mosquitoes are coming in the class of insecta, right? Basically there are three classes: class insecta, class arachnida, and the class crustacea. So it is also coming in the class crustacea, guys. So it is coming under which class? Coming under the class of insecta, right, as the mosquitoes. But they are not coming in the category of mosquitoes, right? Mosquitoes were different, we have talked about that already. This is the sandfly over here, right? Now if you talk about the species over here, we are talking about the Phlebotomus. They are also called the Phlebotomus. Phlebotomus are having different species, right, that you don't need to know. But over here, the point which you need to know is that Phlebotomus is actually capable of transmitting various kind of disease to the humans, right? So what kind of disease they can transmit? Sometimes they're asking us, right, what kind of disease can be transmitted through the sandfly, or which of the following disease is not transmitted through the sandfly? Okay, these kind of questions might be appearing in your exams. So that's how we should know that the Phlebotomus is capable of transmitting the disease such as, so it transmits diseases, right? What kind of disease we shall talk about over here? For an example, it can transmit very popular one, Kala-azar, right? So Kala-azar is also called as, yes guys, Kala-azar is also called as the visceral Leishmaniasis, right? So very important for the exam purpose. Kala-azar is also called the visceral Leishmaniasis, and it is caused by what? It is caused by definitely Phlebotomus, and Phlebotomus, that is nothing but the sandfly, right? Then next disease which we shall talk about over here, that is the sandfly. Sandfly is causing the sandfly fever, right? So it might also transmit the disease or cause the disease, that is a sandfly fever, right? Phlebotomus can also cause Oraya fever, okay, Oraya fever, or it might also cause the oriental sore, right? So these are some of the disease which I would like to recommend you to remember, right? Okay. Other than that, guys, if we talk about the size of the sandfly, they are very small. They are generally smaller even than the mosquitoes. Mosquito, you know that they are very small. And if we talk about the these sandfly, Phlebotomus, they are even smaller than the mosquitoes, right? So that is the thing over here. They are generally smaller than the mosquitoes. Please remember that they are generally smaller, right, than even mosquitoes. Okay. Let me talk about the morphology of the sandfly, guys, over here. As you can see right now on the front of your screen, that this is a sandfly, right? If you will see this sandfly over here, this is one image of sandfly, and here also this is a sandfly only, right? So here what we can find? We can find that, it is the hairy insect, guys. Here you can see that hairs are present on the body surface. Can you appreciate? Yes. So hairs are appreciate on the body surface over here. That is the typical feature of the sandfly which you can see, right? And it is not coming under the mosquito category. Mosquitoes were different, sandfly is different over here, right? So these are the hairy insects, right? So I shall write over here as well that these particular Phlebotomus or I can say that this is the sandfly. So they are actually hairy insects, right? One more thing, guys, they are actually very active at the night time. They are very active at the night time actually. So over here what we can see that they will be biting, right? So the biting time will be the night time. I told you in the Aedes mosquito, guys, they are the day biters. Usually at the time of morning, right, they will be very active and they will be actually looking for the feeding, right? But over here I am telling you that sandfly, they are the night biters. They will be very active at the night time, right? So they will be active during the night time, but what they will be doing in the daytime then, right? They will be relaxing. So they will be relaxing, actually they like to dwell in the cracks and the crevices in the walls, right? So at the night time they will be active, right? So over here we shall write that at night time they are active. At night time, right, they are active, so they will be feeding at the night time, right? But usually at daytime what they will be doing, right, at daytime they will be actually, at daytime they prefer to dwell in, cracks of the walls, dwell in crevices, right, crevices or cracks of the wall. Okay, so please do remember that. Okay, other than that guys, they are not capable of flying because they are very very small, right? So they are not capable of flying over here. They are generally hopping, right? Hopping from one place to another, hopping from one place to another, and another to another one, and so on and so forth. So over here they are generally don't fly, but they can hop for around 50 yards range. So they don't generally fly, right? Don't fly, but hops, right? For for within a range of 50 yards. Okay, so they do not fly guys. They are the hairy insect. At night time they will be very active. They will be looking for the feeding. At daytime they will be actually hiding in the crevices or the cracks of the walls, right? This is coming in the class of insecta. They are capable of transmitting the disease such as oriental sore, Oriya fever, sandfly fever, visceral leishmaniasis. That is also called as the Kala-azar. It is also known as the Phlebotomus, right? Okay, they can be controlled by the help of insecticides. They can be controlled by the help of prevention purposes, hygiene and all these kind of things, proper sanitation measures, right? They can prevent this particular disease, right? So over here we shall write that they can be, right, they can be controlled by the help of proper sanitation measures, proper sanitation measures, right, and by the help of insecticides, right? What kind of insecticide we shall talk about over here? Insecticide also I am talking about in this particular series only, that what insecticide we shall use for the sandfly, what insecticide we shall use for the lice. Okay, we'll be talking about that. So insecticides, if we are talking about, we shall go for the synthetic pyrethroids, right? They are very helpful over here. With that, malathion is also very helpful over here. So guys, I'm writing insecticides, so these could be the, you can use the malathion, or synthetic pyrethroids can also be used, right? Synthetic pyrethroids can also be used, right? You just need to remember the names over here. And synthetic pyrethroid guys, if I will tell you, synthetic pyrethroid, they are actually the insecticide of choice as well, right? They are insecticide of choice as far as sandfly is concerned, right? They are insecticide of choice as far as sandfly is concerned, right? So these are some important points as far as sandfly is concerned, right? Now I would like to discuss about the life cycle guys, right? If we talk about the life cycle of what? Sandfly, then what we shall find over here? We shall find that in this particular diagram, this will be enough for us to understand what is happening as far as life cycle is concerned of sandfly. So over here we shall see that the sandfly will be actually laying the eggs, right? So sandfly over here, they are laying the eggs over here, right? How you can distinguish the sandfly, the male sandfly and the female sandfly, right? So the male sandfly, you can say that they will be having two parts. The male sandfly tail will be having the two ends over there, and if you talk about the female sandfly, right, you can see over here as well, the male sandfly will be having two parts and the female one is having only one part, right? So that's how you can identify the male or the female sandfly as well, right? But however, one more thing over here is that eggs, they will be laying off 30 to 70 per female sandfly eggs, they will be actually laying the eggs, and then up to 20 days, right, up to 20 days until hatching, right, this egg will be converting into the larvae. What you need to remember, guys, I'm just highlighting, you need to remember that, you know, adults will be laying the eggs will be finally converting into the larvae will be finally converting into the pupa, or that is the pupae, right, and the pupae will be finally converting into the adults, right. So how many stages we saw that there are approximately 4 stages in the life cycle of the sandfly, right. So what are the stages, guys, over here? Eggs, larva, pupae and the adult, right. These are the 4 stages in the life cycle of the sandfly. How you can identify the male or the female sandfly? You can easily identify that by the help of the looking of tail. If the tail is actually bifurcated like that, then it is the male sandfly, and if the tail is tapering down with a single pointed end, then it will be the female sandfly usually or generally, right. Okay, and you can see that they will be actually feeding on the either on the plant nectar and the blood, right. So that is the thing over here. You can see this is nothing but the blood over here, right, in the abdomen over here. So you can see over here in this particular diagram also it is looking red in color. Why is it so? Because of the blood appearance over here. It is looking red in color. Why is it so? Because of the blood appearance over here, right. Okay, so that was about the sandfly, guys. Okay, so I will be seeing you in the next section where we will be talking about the lice. Thank you.